Hey, Eric here. So I did pretty good in the local qualifiers for the World Long Drive Championships. Made it through that. Actually did well enough to earn myself a bye in the first round at the regionals. So next step up is the regionals. I got about 3 weeks to prepare myself now for the regionals. So I'm really starting to get at it, practice, really work on all the things. If you've got the 5 keys to distance, then you know exactly the same drills that I'm going to be using in my routine. So I'm going to cycle through virtually all of my drills. It's exactly what I do to get ready to start hitting the ball, you know, really a long way. So today what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of walk you through and show my little practice routine. I'm going to work on 3 separate drills. I'm going to work on a knee set drill to make sure I'm keeping my leverage position. I'm trying to widen out my arc right now, so I'm going to work on a T-back drill, and then lastly I'm going to work on making sure that I'm going to get a little bit of a hip speed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cycle through each one of those drills in 5-ball sets, which is exactly what I recommend you do. And then I'm going to start all over again, and I'll cycle through them again, then I'll probably cycle through them a 3rd time, and then what I'll do is I'll shift and I'll just switch to targets. And so all I'm going to do is think about where I want it to go, and I'm going to pay attention to what I feel happening in the swing. If I'm noticing any particular areas, I might spend a little bit more time in that area itself. Now what I'm going to be doing today is I'm actually combining things from 3 separate areas. So I'm combining arc width, leverage, and then hip speed. So what I recommend you do actually is work in one area at a time until you learn each one of those drills. That's why I've got 3 drills for every single area of balance, leverage, arc, speed, and then target extension. So if you work in those until you learn them, then later as you get a little bit better and you know how to do the drills and know what it is that you're looking for, then you can switch, combine them, do whatever you think makes the most sense for your particular swing or area of weakness or a particular strength, something that you're trying to emphasize and do better in. So right now I'm not feeling really fast, so I'm really going to try to emphasize a lot more hip speed. I'll do a couple of different exercises to just get more core speed. So I think that's kind of where I am. My extension feels really good, my leverage feels really good, but I think I got to work on my speed. I got to get my club head speed up, and then while I'm doing that, make sure I'm still hitting center contact and making good contact so I get a good smash factor when I go. So let's take a look at a practice and see if this is something you can't do to help yourself out there next time you go play. So I'm getting ready for the Worlds, and the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to get used to my swing fan here, and I'm going to do something similar to the baseball rib swing and get myself warmed up. It's one of the best drills that I know to get myself doing that. So here I am. I'm about to actually start using the actual drills. If you've got a copy of the 5 keys to distance, you'll actually recognize this drill. So this is the T-back drill. So I have a T up here, and basically I'm using a marker so that I know where to set my T each time, and then directly in back of that I have another T set up in the ground. So the whole idea here is you're going to extend and get a little bit more width in the swing if you can tick the T on the back of the backswing. So first thing that I'm going to start working on is getting a little more width in my swing. Watch myself on video, and what I realize I need a little bit more swing, but I got a couple fundamentals I'm going to work on first before I start working on speed. So one is a little bit wider swing, and the second is going to be making sure that I'm keeping my leverage position as I get a little bit wider. So today I'm working on 2 drills. I'm working on the T-back drill, and then I'll be working on the knee set drill so I can keep my knee in, make sure I maintain my leverage position. We'll look at that in just a second. I'm going to put a ball on top of the tee first. Generally speaking though, I just use the tee, and all I do is listen for the tick on the backswing. If I miss it, I'm picking my hands up too soon. If I hit it, then I keep going with my swing and follow through. So I put a ball up there so that it's easier to see the first time, and then after that I'm going to do the drill and actually just use it with the T-back. So here we go with the T-back drill. Okay, so now we're going to switch to the knee set drill. So what I'm going to be working on is my right knee position, trying to keep it stacked over the top of the ball of my foot at the top of the backswing. So I just worked on a 5-ball set, working on T-back drills. I'm going to switch now to the knee set drill. I'm going to work on that just a little bit. And here you can see kind of in the picture, I'm using a bag stand. I use just about anything. I'll switch to a bucket here in just a minute. I mean, anything that will give me a little bit of feedback in terms of where my knee is, how it's doing, and making sure that it's staying in the right position. So I don't have to think about this position, think about my knee in the swing when I've got something that'll give me the feedback. So, you know, I'll use just about anything. This is a bag stand. I'll use buckets, shafts, you know, just about anything, just to give me a little bit of feedback. So let's hit a couple balls, and we'll kind of show you what we're looking for and what you can see in one of these drills. Okay, still working on my knee set drill, and this time I'm going to show you how I do it with just a common range bucket. That's something that I would find. So I have it set basically off the back edge, back corner of my my right heel, and it's nice because it's just a little bit of an angle up, which kind of matches the angle of my leg. So if my knee starts to drift out over my foot, I'll be able to feel myself touch that bucket on the backswing. So what I'm looking for is I want to make a swing and I don't want to touch that bucket, and I'll know that my knee is set and staying in the right position. Okay, so I did my first drill working on getting some width in the swing, get a little bit of extension using the T-back drill. Then I switched over to the knee set drill, making sure I'm keeping my leverage position. Everything seems to be going pretty good. So for my third drill, what I'm going to work in now is a little bit of hip speed. So now I'm going to try and increase my core rotation as I get through. And to do that, I'm going to use my sole plant drill. And so what you'll see in this particular one though is that I have a bucket out in the front part where my left leg is going to go. So I'm going to kind of, as I lift my heel up on purpose, I'm going to try and do that. I'm going to slam my heel down and use the heel plant move to whip my hips around as fast as I can and get myself over. If I do this correctly, I should tip over this bucket, which is going to be just in front of where my left foot is, kind of right up against me. So that's going to make sure that I know at least that I'm getting my weight all the way to the outside of the left foot, not leaving any momentum behind, which is going to cost me some distance.